It's interesting to see sort of this family come as immigrants into sort of the inception of what America is known as today, and see the things that were happening historically at that time that still have repercussions to this time.
Going to America. We're in America. It's very exciting. This show has gone to many different places. We've been obviously in Scotland, we've been in Paris, we've been on the high seas. What makes America an exciting new setting for the show?
I mean, I think it's important to remember that we were in Boston in the 60s too. So I think what's exciting about it, for one, is that you're just seeing, you're seeing where that all sort of started in terms of
Boston.
America becoming American. Boston.
No, it's a real, I think this has been such a, last season was kind of the transitional season, and now going forward in our next seasons, I mean, this is sort of where the story will now reside. So it felt like we were really building the foundations of our show for the next couple of years. Were you going to say that Jamie built some great foundations?
I was going to say, why didn't we stay in the Caribbean?
I know it was very hot there, but
It's
we're in
nice.
America. America's great.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's also quite literally a revolutionary time in American history, and obviously preceding the American Revolution and all that. And I think one of the things the story does so well is as the story moves forward from season 1 through all these different places, it touches on a lot of huge historical events, and I think it does it really well, and it explores that story, through historical fact with fictitious characters, and I think that gives it a really good setting for a lot of really good, storytelling going.
All the wars had finished in England at that time, so
Yes,
we had to go somewhere else anyway.
left.
So
Starts a new war. Yeah.
Gotta start some new wars, get some new drama. I'm very curious. So what I love about the show is that it is very historic. I love the history element of it, and there's a lot of accuracy. Your team, the people who work on the show, work very hard to make it as accurate as possible. What was the most exciting thing? 1700s, American colonies. Like, what was the most exciting thing to dive into? Was it wardrobe? Was it props? Did you guys have some fun in that area?
We have, I mean, not giving away too much, but the First Nation we brought over like 100, I think, from
it was more.
or maybe more,
Yeah.
from Canada, and just that whole culture that they brought. I know that our team really went over and spoke to them a lot, and really wanted to do it justice, and it was great. They brought this just whole new sort of culture and heritage that we haven't seen before, and worked with. So it was they were a lot of fun as well, weren't they, to shoot with.
And I think as well, having been historically a very Scottish show, or even when we were in Paris, which we shot in Prague, we've always used these, existing buildings, like whether they're the castles or the old manor houses and stuff. And visually, this season is so different. Colonial America was all of the wooden cladding and everything, and John Gary Steele and his team, they did the most incredible job. They built this fake town, and a lot of
fake?
It was fake. This old colonial manor as well, and it just, I think it has that sort of, because it's all the facades, and you sort of look around the corner and there's nothing there. It made it feel very River Run. Yes, that's a
I only
facade
ever saw
too.
that from the outside.
You never saw River Run?
I only saw it from the outside. I thought that was an old house.
Nope.
Oh, that's amazing.
We fooled
Learn
you.
something new every day.
TV.
Yeah, TV land.
TV magic. Obviously, the long-awaited reunion happened at the end of last season between Jamie and Claire. Would you say, like, this season 4 stronger than ever? Obviously, I know the theme of this season is home and building a home, and you already talked about building foundations. They're physically building a home, but also like metaphorically building a home in this new place. But how would you describe their relationship this season?
I mean, Jamie's obviously very handy with an axe.
That's how you describe their relationship this
Yes.
season?
I think he needs it to
Jamie's
protect
handy
him.
with an axe.
He needs to protect himself at all times. But no, they are. They're building this home, and they're content and finally able to be together and to relax into that relationship. And it's quite domestic, and it's nice to see them in sort of enjoying each other's company.
Yeah, I think, every other season they've sort of been pulled apart physically, and there's an all sort of will they, won't they element to it. And now I think we've gone past the worst thing that could happen to them, we think. So there's no real cliffhangers. Like, their relationship is so solid, and it was nice to play that kind of, that content family time. They've never really got to explore that side of their relationship before, so it was nice for us to be able to do that.
And it ends on that very happy note.
Or does it?
Or does
Just
it?
settled and
Is
happy.
anything ever really happy in Outlander land?
No one's happy.
Or when
No.
they are, 5 minutes later, no
Yeah,
longer.
all hell breaks loose. Yeah.
Speaking of, though, fast forwarding a few hundred decades, but Brianna and Roger, in the 60s still, Brianna, it was heartbreaking to watch at the end of the season, losing her mother, obviously. But would you say that those events are bringing these two characters closer together, Brianna and Roger?
I think, as is always the way with Brianna and Roger, I think those events, as much as they bring them closer together, they also tear them apart in equal measures. I think they find comfort in each other in that they have been through this very unique scenario together, but at the same time, for Brianna anyway, that scenario, Roger is just a reminder of all of that, and that's something that she really does push him away for. And I think in a way she inadvertently tests their relationship too. I think she pushes him away also as a test in terms of, knowing that after seeing Frank and Claire's relationship, something that she thought was very solid, turns out it wasn't. I think Brie wants to ensure that Roger's and hers would be. So I think she does sort of just test him a little bit and see just how much he is going to kind of stick around and how real it is.
Yeah, I think they're looking for something concrete in each other and in their relationship. I think Roger's kind of a bit of a lost soul at the start of season 4. He's still dealing with the loss of his father and all the rest of it. I don't think he's really sure what direction he's going in. So I think he sees Brianna. It's like going back to that thing of foundations and building a home, and I think that is what he wants. He sees Brianna as being an anchor in his life, somewhere to root him, a foundation for him, and I think that then, and they're both very strong-minded people. They both have an opinion, but unfortunately sometimes it's just the opposite opinion, which I think causes a lot of conflict between the two of them. And I think they're just looking for... Testing is probably a good way to describe it. Testing each other, seeing where they're headed.
Beautiful. A lot more beautiful than holding an axe, but...
It's nice to see them testing each other, and we're actually not bickering all the time now, which is nice. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, what is the relationship advice you think Jamie and Claire would give to Brianna?
Dump him.
Saw that coming.
He's no good. I don't know. I think they would probably say, listen to what's in your heart and follow that.
That's good. That's a good answer. And do not sleep with him until you're married. And
Completely agree.
And
see, listen to your father.
Oh, Jesus.
Listen to your father. He's
This
giving you
argument
sound
right now.
advice.
yes.
We won't get into that. Roger's
I have to say,
hypocritical.
I think one of the most anticipated meetings in this fandom would probably be between Jamie and Roger and how they would interact.
That would be really interesting,
It would
wouldn't
be
it?
really
Yeah, I
interesting.
wonder what would happen.
I wonder what
Hypothetically
would
speaking.
happen.
I think they'd have a big hug.
The tavern at Wilmington. Sit down, have a good old ale.
An ale.
Yeah. Maybe cut some wood together.
Maybe.
Maybe get your
An
axe
axe.
We
out.
could.
Get your
I
axe
have
out.
to take you tree cutting.
Compare axes.
But no, certainly I think if Jamie were to meet Roger, he'd probably grill him
I
about,
would,
about
yeah.
his intentions towards my daughter.
I would expect at least an interrogation, yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, obviously, they would really see potential friendship, kinsmen in
Best
each other.
mates. Yeah, best mates.